And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Grade A Fantasy. Today's a short slate, so not really that much to talk about. It started off rough, but it improved last night. Got the Brinkat and Cedar power play points. Got some Wright and McCann. Like I said, there was a lot of value with some of those lines. The Larkin, I almost hit this one right here. Just Schwartz and Kane couldn't get on the board, so and that's why I did some sprinkles. I told everybody last night too. Like I said, yeah, I lost, 555. Added up to about like 35 with all the power play points that I did with 35-40. But that's why I said sprinkle because, you know, like I said, Boston does have those games where they can, just stack up defensively and, they're good at home. But hey, they're on the back on the road. So they got against the Rangers tonight, but I don't really like a lot of the values there. Like I said, if you want to, we could just get into that real quick. You go into the power play points. Not really into the Edmonton Chicago game either, even though there's interesting stuff there. I do like the fact that, well, here's what the points look like. Like I said, minus 310, 250, 200. If you're looking to stack maybe the second line, the Trocheck Lafreniere line, that would be interesting. That's something that you could look at. And then, like I said, Boston this time on a back-to-back on the road. Now, it's not a typical road trip. Boston, they played last night. Boston not that far from New York, 3-4 hours away. So, but everybody on that top power play is basically 210 and lower. So, I mean, it's something that if you put enough units, it'll be fine. But, they have Igor taking the power play guys from the Rangers. They got Corpusalo, so the backup is there. He's sub. Like I said, he still has a bad defense in front of him. The only difference between him and Swayman slightly over 90% for the season, for the entire season, and I think the last 10 games he's under 90 at 89.8 or 89.8 save percentage. For the Chicago at home, I mean, I was kind of interested because, yes, it's kind of exciting that Bedard gets Donato back on his line. Like I said, at one point, either you keep Bertuzzi up there all the time with Hall. I mean, with Donato, or the time that Hall was up there, Hall produced, or maybe Kurashev, and that was it. Even though they did a lot of mixing and flip-flopping, there was a point where that Chicago line was really turning up when it had like somebody like Donato on the right and Bertuzzi to the left. But as you can see here, points are absolutely ridiculous. I'm not betting the game because even though this could be a game that Chicago could dirty up, guess what? If it's one of those games where Chicago jumps up early, you're going to get the combo of McDavid and Draisaitl playing an extra ton of time. And guess what? To get those guys 2 points, it's still, like if I combine them for 2 points, it's -1, it's only plus 125. So not really interested in that. I mean, yeah, there's other options with Hyman and Nugent Hopkins, but not really interested there. What I'm doing is what I'll show you right now, what I already did. So we have two teams. One defense is, playing fine, and another offense is pretty much struggling. When we have LA, since that big win about what? It was a couple weeks ago. I think I did an episode on it when they had a home game against Florida, and they won that 2-1. The only reason why I remember that game is we didn't get the power play we wanted, but we did get a combo. I think, if I'm not mistaken, Kempe, Fiala, Brant, Clark got some points and stuff like that. That was the way the original line was set up. Like I said, the Kings have a great power play, 82.3%. 402 minutes there in the middle. It's interesting because, once again, we have a great power play matchup with Montreal. But can I fully trust the Kings? No. Because when you look at their last few games, ever since that Florida win, in the next 5 games, like I said, they had a horrible offense. They got shut out twice, scored two goals twice, and then after that quick 4-game losing streak, after the Florida win, they had a somewhat they had a solid and impressive showing at Carolina. So if narrative base and a little bit of common sense, the offense has been struggling. They had some time off. They had a day off. Plus, they're home for the first time in about basically a week, because it was a 5-game road trip, and I think only one of them were back-to-back. So they had the Florida game at home. They basically had a quick stint at home. If you want to go back a little bit, the offense has been struggling regardless. So it's been basically all of January has been struggling. So maybe a nice day off and being at home improves their playing status. Like I said, Montreal still gives up a lot of power play, so you're gonna have that power play opportunity. But hey, if they don't score, they're generating. They're just not finishing. So guess what? As you can see here, we're gonna use line two. Line two of Los Angeles, when they do score, is the main little bit of energy in the engine left of the Los Angeles Kings of Quentin Byfield, Fiala, and the returning Laferriere. Laferriere has returned the last 4 games, and the reason why you see him up there, 4 shots, 5 shots, and the beginning of the ladder, Kempe for 3.5, Laferriere for over 2.5, plus 132, plus 125. Hey, Kempe and that top line is really not scoring, but they've been playing some decent defense, and that middle line has just been trying to generate all the offense in the world. That's where all the offense, even in the games that they're shut out, that's where a lot of the generation is coming from, besides Kempe. We're going with Kempe over 3.5 plus 125. His ladder to 5 shots is plus 275. Why are we going with that ladder? Last 6 games, in the midst of this struggling, Adrian Kempe has 5 shots on goal, 2 misses. 5 shots on goal, 3 misses. 4 shots on goal, 4 misses. 4 shots on goal, no misses. 4 shots on goal, 1 miss. 4 shots on goal, 2. So at minimum, you're thinking he should at least get this over 3.5 at least. And with the extra power play time, possibly, once again, Montreal is still giving up penalties. They gave up 2 more last night, and I think they had 4 or 5 penalties, if I'm not mistaken, in their game last night against San Jose. But they did give up, and that's how San Jose got on the board. San Jose couldn't do anything against them 5-on-5, but they gave up the penalty. They gave up the 2 penalties against Montembeault. So, yeah, exactly. 8 penalty minutes for both teams, and so they were shorthanded 4 times and gave up 2. They scored 2 power plays themselves, but they're going against a way better penalty kill in the Kings. Like I said, 82.3 is definitely, the Kings are one of those teams that's more on the elite side. As for Laferriere, since he's been back, 1 shot, 7 misses, 3 shots, 2 misses, 2 shots, 3 misses, 5 shots, 2 misses. So Laferriere is definitely somebody that has not been afraid to shoot. And then, like I said, them being the second line, they will get the depth matchups. Like I said, Kopitar, Kempe. I mean, it'll be the same thing anyway, either or. Kempe, Kopitar line with Turcotte will get the Suzuki line, and then everything else will be, getting the depth. And depth of Montreal is not good. Even though they've slightly improved as a team overall, it's still Montreal, and it's still Montreal depth. So, also interesting combos. Like I said, I still have plenty of time. This is the last game of a short slate, so plenty of time to think about this stuff. Plus, some of these lines will possibly move. Last I checked, the good old Kopitar Kempe is still plus 102 according to my notes. Obviously, they're the underdog, so if you want to take advantage of it, I don't really like the power play matchup for them. In their last 5 games, the Kings have given up 3. 2 of those were in 1 game. So besides that 1 game slip up, the penalty kill has been pretty good. So when it comes to line combinations, my favorite line combination is pretty much LA2 to generate. They are getting the rookie, but like I said, the rookie has been, like I said, he's been found out. He's not the unstoppable wall anymore. But then again, he's still a good choice to, stop LA because the offense just can't seem to, get out their own way. Plus, Darcy Kemper's at net. But we've had those games also where Darcy Kemper's been at net and he's just been blown up. But like I said, Montreal, this is Montreal. Early in the season, we did get a 4-1 victory, but that's early in the season when LA's offense was pretty good and even the power play was pretty decent. The offense, neither the power play is going off in any way. So once again, line 2, you're going to get a combination of Quentin Byfield and Fiala. Right now, that's minus 151. If you take that off, Quentin Byfield, Laferriere is plus 212, and then Laferriere, Fiala. I think more than likely that's what I'm going to go because the second line has been generating. Whether Fiala got put down to the third line with Deneau, it's just been working. Even in the games that they lost where they scored 1 or 2 points, most of the times when they did at least score 2 or at least scored something, even the Carolina game a couple of days ago, I think Fiala, Byfield got on the board together, and I think Fiala and Byfield actually got on the scoreboard twice, actually. And then in other games, besides the ones they got shut out, let me see, they got shut out against Tampa Bay, shut out against Florida. In the 5-2 Detroit loss, yeah, Byfield, Fiala, Laferriere, they all got on the board. And then in the Columbus game where they lost 3-2, I think they were upper and then they lost 3-2. Yeah, Laferriere, Fiala, Byfield, they all connected again. So it's right now, I mean, it's not the biggest sample size, but when it comes to the past week or so with a struggling offense, they're the only ones that I really trust to generate. But if you want to keep it safe, I definitely say take the shots on goal. They're not scoring, they're not finishing, but they damn sure are shooting the puck. And against Montreal, you're going to get extra shots to shoot the puck with the power play opportunities that they should get. So, with that being said and done, I think that's pretty much it. Did I do the Laferriere? Yeah, I think I did. Yeah, 148. Yeah, so it's still 148. Laferriere, Kempe Alex. So I might be sprinkling different combinations of that line too, but I already have the shots on goal with the mini ladder. I'm going for that. Might leave Kopitar Kempe alone because also I did like if you want to really attack the Montreal depth, you have Philip Deneau and Trevor Moore. Both are plus money, and that's all the way up to 219. Just an option. They have the combination there, and they correlate on power play too. If we keep going, like I said, the power play has not been well. 15%. They're bottom. I think they're right now bottom 6, bottom 7 in the league in power plays this season. The power play has just gone down. Montreal's not that great, but their power play is even. But this is not a good power play matchup. So looking at some of this stuff, I mean, this is another sprinkle night. But all the power play odds are good. That's why it's worth at least a sprinkle. The lowest odds is Nick Suzuki at plus 300. Goes all the way to Laferriere, who's moved up to the top power play. He's at 500. Like I said, I'll see what I'll do. But right now, when it comes to the power play, if you told me to pick, like I said, it's not the best matchup for Montreal. I still might just leave Montreal alone. I just might try to get them a 5-on-5 point. But when it comes to power play point, yeah. Kopitar, Fiala, Kempe, Drew Doughty's back. Like I said, the vet is back and everything. So obviously the position that Laferriere plays. And like I said, Laferriere has just been brought back. But like I said, he should be shooting the hell out of the puck. Laferriere I like more on the 5-on-5 role. And then when you're looking at it from a Montreal side, the main guys you're going to pick there is obviously mostly the common names. I mean, it's also nice that their top line is fully correlated. Like I said, the Suzuki, Lane Hudson, Patrick Laine, after that hot start, has been a bit quiet. He's still always an option, but lately it has been Suzuki, Caulfield, Lane Hudson, or Suzuki, Hudson, Uri Slavkovsky, and all these guys are here. So basically, both power play ones are on the board. They're worth the sprinkle. But yeah, if anything, I love the shots on goals. And like I said, I'll think about doing some point combinations later. Because if I think they're going to generate, I think I should at least take some opportunities. But like I said, when it comes to generating and the opportunity to get the best chance to score, it's definitely the line too. It's without a doubt that Quentin Byfield, Fiala to his left, Laferriere to his right. Definitely love it. Oh, and by the way, I did a little deeper diving in. Like I said, Montreal's team is, this iteration of Montreal has been better than the last couple of years. So I did do some digging. Kempe is a generator against this team. But if you want to talk about somebody looking for a 5 streak, check this out. Last four games against Montreal dating back to 2023. Fiala's last 4 games, 4 shots on goal, 4 shots on goal, 4 shots on goal, and 6 shots on goal. The only reason why I guess I probably took that, I took the other 2 is because Laferriere is 2.5 plus money, but he's been shooting the puck, so it's worth the risk. I understand the offense has been struggling, so somebody like Kempe at 3.5 plus money, you got to take that. And then when you have Fiala, his 2.5 is minus 140. You got to get to that 4 to get him plus money. But just like I said, like if you're looking for a streak and looking for somebody to shoot all the way up, because if I'm not mistaken, when it comes to certain props, they're only going up to 6, and normally this is probably sent for Kempe and Fiala. No, only Kempe by himself, 550. And 5 shots, they have Kempe, Fiala, and Cole. 4 shots, they have more of a smorgasbord of players. But glad I was able to get at least that in depth with you guys with just one game. That's the one main game that I like. Good luck tonight. Tomorrow's the biggest slate. Let's get this. What we got about 4 more days of hockey before the 4 Nations break? Let's do the best that we can. This is Grade A Fantasy with another episode of Grade A Power Plays. Signing off.